Happy Valley Racing on Wednesday night. Welcome to the Race by Race preview. Tom Wood is here with all of the selections across the 9 races, which does start at an earlier start time of 6:35. First race is a Class 5 over the 1200. Miles Away is now with Jamie Richards. Cheek pieces off, blinkers and a tongue tie go on. World Hero wears blinkers again. Fairy Horse has a sheepskin brow band on for the first time. Winning Hearts placed his last 5 at Happy Valley. Hoss is a 3-time course and distance winner, and Bogos is now with Dennis Yip. Where's the pace come from here, Tom?
Same to you. Couldn't lead last time out, and he is probably a better horse leading. Same to you. Bogos, he'll be there or thereabouts. You've got Alloy King, Sterling Wong Choi, maybe trapped wide with a bit of speed underneath him in the form of the Alloy King. Miles Away, back in distance with a new trainer. He may be looking for a little bit of cover from that outside draw. Hoss likely to go back, but is a 3-time course and distance winner.
We start with Winning Heart, who had a start at Sha Tin last time, so we go back 2 starts ago to a 3rd at Happy Valley. Tommy, been so close in this grade recently, comes up with gate number 9.
Yeah, just a one-time winner from his 27 starts. He had to be used at Sha Tin a little bit early last time out, and probably as a consequence of that was a bit one-paced in the straight. Obviously, when he was 3rd here behind Moto Man, kept coming in the dying stages here, so not without a chance here is Winning Heart, but obviously not an easy horse to catch.
Talent Supremo, Tom. This is at Sha Tin. Last time he ran 4th. He does come back to Happy Valley over 1,200 metres, which was the scene of his sole course and distance win.
Yeah, and obviously he probably not overly hard to catch as well, but he's been relatively consistent. Midfield on the fence last time out. Obviously, he's well rated. His last win was off 46, which was a bit over a year ago now, 462 days. But at his best from a low draw here, back to his preferred course and distance. Obviously, Top Dragon there ran well the other day. Blazing Wind won this race. I think it's a race just about tailor-made for him.
That sounds a good report for him. You mentioned earlier in the speed map that Same to You couldn't lead last time and is a better horse in front. That is further emphasised by the win in this trial.
4.5 lengths mark the winning margin here for Same to You. Another one-time winner, Brenton of Della, had that sole win aboard the Mark Newnham trained galloper a few runs ago now, and just last time out got a bit of a squeeze up at the start and then didn't lead, but looked to do it pretty comfortably in this barrier trial. Drawn low, so should be able to get forward from that draw, and should he get a good economical run in front, I think he's definitely a top 4 chance the way he won this trial up at Chungfa.
There's a good report for Same to You, but you sounded pretty keen on Talent Supremo.
Yeah, I do like him here, Mark. He's coming into this, I think, in not bad form. He's obviously well rated, and Cody Moe's stable going well. Jerry Chow riding. World Hero, another class dropper here into the grade for the first time. Slightly held up last time out. Give Almighty Kick some sort of a chance, but he's drawn awkwardly. Only jumped fairly last time out. Prior runs had been okay, and Same to You makes it in as well. 5, 2, 7 and 8 for the opener.
Tom with a win for Jerry Chow in the first on Wednesday night. Our race number 2, we step it up to a Class 4 over the 1,200 metres here. We've got Golden Luck at the top of the book, a 3-time course and distance winner. Swagger Bro has the blinkers going on for the first time. Mega Bonus wears a visor again. First ride in Hong Kong for Jimmy Ormond on at number 8, Magic Beans. Wider draw for Bit Superstar. Iconicals run 3rd in a recent trial. And Tactical Command down the bottom gets in with just £118 on his back, Dom.
Obviously, the here is Mega Bonus, and they've put the visor back on, so that's always a time to stand up and take note of Mega Bonus. Perfect general led all of the way when winning his race this season, and he's come up with a good draw. You've got Golden Luck. Bit Superstar might be the one that has a few issues getting in from his draw, and Magic Beans doesn't appear to have a lot of pace at this point of his career, likely to go back.
Tactical Command. We're going right down the bottom of the book for the first replay. This is at Sha Tin last time over the 1,200 metres. He's a horse that likes to follow speed. Was just so-so at the 2 or 3 starts before that, but kicked the season off in good form too.
Yeah, he did. He just sort of held his ground here last time out behind Blazing Wind. Was only beaten 2 3/4. Didn't really lose any ground. It didn't make a whole deal of ground, I thought, last time out. He's had a recent trial as well up at Chungfa, ran 4th in that. Didn't quite get him in here, but obviously with a lightweight, £118, could be dangerous in a race like this, and we have seen him to good effect this course and distance in the past.
That is a Tactical Command. We move on now to Perfect General, who ran third in this race, and this was behind Happy Trio. Sixth 2 starts ago. He kicked off with his first run back. It was back in September with a win.
And the form out of this race stacked up last Wednesday night at Charlton on the all-weather with Fortune Warrior, who's down the outside to here winning. Of course, he won 3 starts ago over Chateau Nerf, and it wasn't a bad effort, I thought, from him this time round. Just a bit keen into the first turn, caught wide, but considering all that, he kept on fairly well.
He sure did. One more look at Tom. There's plenty in this replay. Golden Luck, Golden Friendship, Bit Superstar, Our Lucky Glory, and Game Player Elite. Are you taking any of these 5?
Probably most likely to take out of this Golden Friendship, who was making his debut here. This is, of course, a race that Spirit of Peace won. He's gone down at his next start, but Fortune Whiskey has also come out of this race and won. He jumped a bit awkwardly and proved to a relatively handy position. I thought stayed on quite well at the end, Golden Friendship, so definitely including him.
What about the class dropper, Swagger Bro? Do you give him a chance?
I do. I like that he's got the blinkers going on this time round as well, Swagger Bro, and he has won with them in Australia at Warwick Farm. Not really too much to show on his recent efforts, hence no replay here, but chased home the boombox last time out, and his runs so far I don't think have been bad, but I think the blinkers should help, and coming to a Happy Valley as well. So Swagger Bro over Perfect General, Golden Friendship and Golden Luck. He can never be discounted in this grade here, beaten 2 3/4 last time out. 3-2. 7 and 1.
Keith Young past fit to return to the saddle after that fall a couple of weekends ago, and Tom thinks he'll be straight back on the winners list in race number 2. And race number 3 now. This once again is a Class 4 race over the 1200 metres, and Power Kep is on the class drop. Fortune Whiskey last start winner extra £6. Moto Man's been on the improve. He won 3 starts ago and then placed last time. Rittencaster returns after some throat surgery. Nebraskan has the pacifiers with the cowls off. Super Sicario is on debut. He's had the 3 trials. Snowthorn first time at Happy Valley for him. Now, as far as the speed map here, Tom, it has 1 for all leading.
Well, he's a horse that likes to go forward, and he's got good speed. Power Kep shouldn't be far away. He's taking the drop back in grade here. Nebraska, another one that goes forward. Might be a little tricky for Lucky Archangel from that wide draw. If he can't get in, he could be trapped 3 wide without any cover. And on debut, Super Sicario, probably from that draw of his, he's got no option but to, in the end, ultimately go towards the back of the field.
We head to Nick first of all with the trainer of Fortune Whiskey. It's David Eustace.
David Eustace, you've got some nice runners going to the races on Wednesday night at Happy Valley. One of them comes up early in the card, Fortune Whiskey. He's racing extremely well since you put those blinkers on.
Yeah, he is. He was very good the other day. I thought he sort of put all his attributes together and put in a really smart performance. So that was obviously pleasing to see, and he's trained on well.
They put him up £7. They haven't quite missed him, but with the headgear going on, obviously recent form has been pretty good. A couple of wins and a couple of placed efforts. How much more still to come from, do you think, with that headgear?
Yeah, I think he should be able to win again at some stage, whether it's Wednesday or later on in the season, we'll see. But I do think there's certainly another one in him. And then obviously after that, and hopefully getting into Class 3 at some stage, it obviously, I think it's going to get a lot tougher, but certainly the fact that he goes well around the valley, and there's plenty of races at this level over that trip, so we'll see.
Indeed, obviously it does get that bit. You've engaged Tom Marquand as well, so interesting booking there. Obviously good to have Tom and Holly here, and I imagine you were quite keen to get his services on this horse?
Yeah, to be honest, it just worked out that way. Matthew has obviously been riding and winning on him, and he'd already committed, and so missed with him being in the same division, which is a shame for Matthew, but good spare for Tom. He obviously a very good jockey and rode a winner at the weekend.
On from David we go now, Tom, to Moto Man, coming off a 3rd last start. He's out of the Pierrong stable. Andrea Atzani is aboard him, and Andrea's done a pretty good job in only 3 starts on the horse.
Yeah, well, he was a bit of a surprise winner, wasn't he? At over 20-1 over Yichong Spirit. Back there up with a moderate run when he was a bit keen behind Happy Trio, but then last time out wasn't too far off the pace and stayed on. He's got a similar sort of draw here. I think this is probably about his level, and he wasn't exactly strong to the line there, so I didn't quite get him in at the end.
Leaving him where he is. Power Kep last time. He'd been out of form for ages until this day. This was a strong field at Sha Tin last time. Winning Gold ends up winning the race on protest over Sky Trust. He comes back down in grade for, well, actually the first time, and draws barrier number 2.
I think it's a big opportunity for him here on Wednesday night to win. He's a two-time winner of his 16 starts, course and distance. There was a relatively quick tempo in this race as well. He stalked the leader and in the end hit the front at the 300 and was gunned down late, but he was the best of the rest here. So coming back to Happy Valley, back in grade. Been a while since he's tasted success, but he's got a good opportunity here to do so.
It's a good report for Power Kept. What about Lucky Archangel? He loves when he gets into Class 4.
7-time course and distance winner, 4 of them in this grade. Slightly hampered last time out. Nothing wrong with his track work here at Sha Tin. Last one was off 61, so he's right within his wheelhouse this time round, and nothing wrong with his recent trial. So I think he's certainly a must. It's just a matter of where he ends up from the draw. If he can't get any cover, that might be detrimental to his chances.
That is Lucky Archangel. But Power Kept, does he break the drought?
Yeah, I think he does. He's coming into this with that good run at Sha Tin last time out. There was no support for him, but I think there will be a bit on Wednesday night for Power Kept. Fortune Whiskey, obviously the inform horse and the one to beat. Lucky Archangel hopefully can get some cover. And the other one I don't mind is Snowthorn coming back to, coming to Happy Valley for the first time. He's won a trial here over 1,000 metres and he lit up in that trial. Chased home Magnifique last time out, did Snowthorn. 1, 2, 3 and 10.
That's the first leg of the early treble, and Tom with the toppy. Number 1, Power Kept. And the first of the trophy races is race number 4, the running of the Rotary Centenary Challenge Cup over the 1650, Flying Fortress on the class drop. Happy Daily scratched on the 15th of January with a lame right front leg. Midori Fuji goes up in trip. Second time at the 1650 for Smart Fighter. Wame YY has the hood going back on. Youth Power a better draw. Curry Magic's now with Manfred Mann, who's added a crossover noseband to him. Tom, we've got Wame YY crossing from that gate.
Yeah, he likes to lead. Didn't lead in a trial recently at Chungfa. He was at the back in that trial. 5 foot, 5 foot. Might just have to do a little bit to maybe get to a one-off position there in front of Highland Rahi. Otherwise, he'll be trapped wide. Charming Steed on a turnaround of 7 days from winning on the All Weather. He raced off the pace there. Smart Fighter back up to 1650. Courier Magic goes back, and so too does Happy Daily.
And here is Happy Daily. This is his last start before missing that appearance on the 15th of January. He's had a trial since then. Harry Bentley, Dennis Ship, the combination, and the start prior to this, Tom, he was a winner.
Yeah, he's still well rated, this horse. He got to a peak rating of 62 that he won off, and he was well back on the fence and stayed on strongly at the end. This was, of course, won by Good Luck Win. He's had a lameness issue since then. Nothing wrong with his trial at Sha Tin on the All Weather, but liked the way he attacked the line. And Zach Purton was due to ride last time out, so I'm happy to stick with him here.
There's Happy Daily, and you tick for him. Wame YY, Tom was in the market last start. He ended up running 4th. That was on the back of placing 2 runs ago behind Embraces, but the Speed Map King does think you'll get across from that gate.
Yeah, not really one that I've been that keen to entertain in the past, to be honest. Wame YY, just ground away really, I thought, final stages. As I said in the Speed Map before, he didn't lead in a recent barrier trial. He was beaten here by Take Action. Of course, you've got Northern Beast down the outside, who's since delivered, but just a bit of a one pacer for mine really is Wame YY.
Smart Fighter, he has delivered at Happy Valley recently. In fact, he's won 2 from his last 3. Then he ran 8th behind Sky Jewellery. Trial's been good, but 1650's a bit of an unknown. He has had 1 try at the trip.
You wouldn't think it's a problem for him with his breeding by Sacred Falls out of a Savabeel mare, so you'd think 1650 should be really there to suit him. That's Galaxy Patch there on the outside in this barrier trial as well. The trial I thought looked good. He's trimmed up 22 pounds in body weight. Wasn't really asked for too much from Luke Ferraris there, so I'm willing to give him another chance here at 1650, just on his breeding and that recent trial there too.
That's a good report for him. Where does he slot into your top 4?
He goes into 3rd, but ultimately did go with Happy Daily. I think he's still a horse that has got another win on him at the moment with that rating of 59. Going to give Flying Fortress some sort of a chance here, back in grade up to 1650 by Sham Express. I thought he stayed on well enough, had a bit of a checkered passage last start. Smart Fighter goes in, and Charming Steed's a course and distance winner, and it was an easy victory from him on a rain-affected all-weather track last time out, and he's carrying the same weight with that claim of Alice Wong. 2, 1, 4 and 8.
That is the preview for race number 4. It's the first leg of the 6 Up. On to race number 5. Now this over the 1,000 metres. It is a Class 4. Grand Nova is on the class drop. Happy United placed at the trip last start. Harmony Fire's a full-time course and distance winner. Parents Love extra £10 for his last start win. Precious Hill 4 trials following his debut run. Not the silly ones. Trial with a second Chung Fa, and Plentiful comes up in grade with a win last time, and has trialled up at Chung Fa also. A couple of noted speed merchants here, Tom.
Yes, All Greek to Me is one of those. He is coming into this All Greek to Me back in grade, and Parents Love a last start winner. Plentiful's also a horse that's a last start winner, but he's back up in grade, not the silly one drawn low. Looks a little tricky for Harmony Fire and Happy Tango, and Happy Tango's a horse that can also go forward, but with that gate, it's just going to struggle a little bit. Grand Nova likely to get back, and Leading Article is a newcomer, but he hasn't shown a great deal of pace in his trials.
Parents Love a winner last time. A lot of extra weight on his back. Tom will give Champion Method a chance to turn the result on him. Happy United's 3 back the rail, and Harmony Fire on their outside. Can you see Champion Method going one better here? Yeah,
I can, with that £8 turnaround that he's got here on Parents Love for a half-length beating last time out. He's actually had a pretty good sort of first half of the season, a win and a second placing. Of course, when he did win at Happy Valley a couple of starts ago, was heavily supported, and just the way he kept fighting here. Parents Love likely a bit of pressure in the front. He probably can absorb that, but the £10 extra is going to make it a little tougher for him. I think he's probably a top 3 chance, but do like Champion Method on top.
To Sha-Tin now, and this is Grand Nova down the straight when he won. Now we're going back to this race on the 15th of December, simply because this is his last run in Class 4 and he was victorious.
Yeah, well, who could have left him out this day when he won Grand Nova, and he was held up at the 300 and the 200 last time out at Happy Valley, beaten 2 1/4 there behind Red Elegance, but it was a good winner this day when defeating Circuit Jolly. He's run into Super Fortune, Baby Crystal Since, who's run well over 1,200 metres, and Fast Responder a couple of starts ago didn't do much at the weekend, and he really stayed on quite stoutly at the end last time out, considering how far back he got.
And a Class 4 for Grand Nova. It's also Class 4 for All Greek to Me, but he's going to cop some pace from Parents Love.
Yeah, and just look, he needs everything to go his way. He's turned into a bit of a Goldilocks, this horse, that everything's just got to fall his way, and he's been struggling recently. He's going to cop some pressure here. I know he's down in grade, but I can't have him in this.
All right, he's out. Who's in?
In is Champion Method, on top, horse number 5 in the book here for Danny Schumann. Andrea Razzini, drawn barrier at number 2, stayed on strongly with the turnaround. I think he can win. Grand Nova should get the right sort of tempo here to suit with the pace up front. Parents Love, if he can absorb some of that pressure that he's probably going to get from All Greek to Me, and Happy United, who is drawn low here for Jamie Richards and Luke Ferraris from barrier 1. Better effort from him last start, and he has trialled okay since he's £10 better off with Parents Love. 5, 1, 6 and 2.
As easy to remember as race 5, number 5 for Tom for the first leg of the Triple Trio. Race number 6, the second of the trophy races. It is the Consensus Cup. Flamingo Trillion is on the class drop. He's a 3-time winner when it comes to this distance and grade. Agenda, a first starter, raced under the same name when trained by Aidan O'Brien. Starmac was a winner last start. Charity Gains, 2 for 2 course and distance. Fallon, second look at Happy Valley for him. Winning Steps has tried up well since his last start. And Forever Glorious, he's won twice over the 1800 round the Valley, Tom.
Pace here, Frank Tank, he's a horse that goes forward. Sam McCann can also race handy. Sure, Joyful actually went forward last time out, but he's a horse that doesn't normally lead. He can race handy, but doesn't often lead. You've got Flamingo Trillion, who might just have to do a little bit in the early stages to cross. Forever Glorious missed the start a bit last start. Agenda makes his Hong Kong debut. Star Mac, Charity Gain, Fallon. I think those 3 runners settle back in the field here.
Straight to neck with the trainer of Charity Gain, David Eustace.
David, Charity Gain is a horse who will line up on Wednesday night. He's doing a good job for you and your stable. Going up in grade this time around, but it was a nice performance last time.
Yeah, it was. I think that's is the big question mark, is whether he does step up in grade and is able to do so. Panned out very nicely for him in the end, and has done sort of throughout most of the season. But he's trained on well. He's not done a whole lot in between because he's a fit horse, but I'm happy with him.
I'm sensing maybe that the confidence levels going up in grade aren't as strong with him. I mean, would you be keen to see him in this grade and see him go well? I mean, do you think he can?
Yeah, I suppose, I don't know, is the honest answer, but he obviously drops in weight. We know that. He goes up in grade, but I think he's still maturing, still developing. I think eventually he'll be able to, and hopefully it is on Wednesday.
Yeah, certainly hope he can. 2 from 2, the course and distance, so he's certainly got that as far as a decent attribute. Obviously likes it around here.
Yeah, I think that's obviously a big advantage. And there does look to be good speed on, so we won't change anything. I was quite happy with the draw. It being, he's certainly not going to get cluttered up back and wide out there. So hopefully they go quick enough, and that's the key to him.
Just a trial as well, just keeping him up to the mark. Was that sort of what that was used for?
Yeah, very much tick over. It was sort of nice opportunity to get on some grass, and he had a very sensible trial. Yeah.
That is David Eustace. Star Mac Tom delivered last time. He'd gone some great races against quality opposition. This night, 1,800 metres, Happy Valley, first time at the track, and he's 1 for 1.
Yeah, and he was given a perler here by Brenton of Della from the back up the inside, was patient, never came round a horse, and just cleared out. And I can see them doing something similar here this time round with him, and was quite keen on him here last time out. You're not going to get 7.9 this week, but I think he can still win again.
That's a good report for Star Mac. Flamingo Trillion's quite a regular when it comes to Wednesday night. 16.50, his last start. He ran 5th behind Mr. Ascendancy. Step up in trip is no problem for him.
No, and just couldn't lead last time out because Telecom Fighters was in the race, and he nearly pinched it off the front here if it wasn't for Mr. Ascendancy. He was pushed up a bit down the side. He just probably held his ground really over the final stages. He's not without a chance for sure in this race, but has the big weight to carry, unlike the 120 there last start.
Where do you see Fallon? He's coming back to Happy Valley for just the second time. He likes to get back and run on there. He's down on the rail over 1,600 last time. 1,800 metres this week.
Well, probably things didn't really suit him in this race last time out because New Future folks had just walked them off the front through those first 3 sections, and it was a sit and sprint home, and he was a bit keen when the pace was further steadied at about the 900 metres last time out. So it was a blanket finish, sort of hard to sort of know what he's going to do here. I left him out in the end. I think there's a few others in this that have got chances.
He's not out, he's not in, but Star Mac certainly is.
Yeah, he is. He's on top, Star Mac, for David Hayes and Brenton of Della. Also like number 7 in this race, and that is Charity Gain. I think it's between those two. And I do like him up in grade here as well. He's got a few less convictions than some that run in these types of races week in, week out. So he's stepping up. Flamingo Trillion, I did actually include Fallon in the end. Apologies. Blanket finish last time out. Outside of that, you could maybe even make a case for number 12 in the order, and that is Sure Joyful. If they go forward again and get into a good position from barrier number 2, which they should, doesn't normally lead Sure Joyful. But in the end, 5, 7, 1 and 8.
Tom with Star Mac to remain unbeaten at the Valley. Race number 7's a Class 3 over the 1,200 metres, and the field looks this way. Beauty Destiny's looking to make it 4 from his last 5. Seasons Wits coming back in trip. We've got Hong Kong Hall with the cheek pieces and the tongue tie off. First time at Happy Valley for King of Fighters. Beauty Infinity has been freshened. We've got Goko Win, who's trialled 3rd, and Heyday, last start winner, comes into this grade for the first time, Tom, and it is Hong Kong Hall in front.
He likes to go forward to normally Hong Kong Hall. Sports Legend could make it interesting in the early stages because he led up by a bit of a margin in a recent trial. Heyday, Goko Win should get a similar sort of run to what he got last time out. King of Fighters now, the instruction last start was to go and hold a forward position, so interested to see where they position him this time round. He was sort of on the pace, off the pace when he ran in Australia. Thunder Prince probably has to go all the way back from his draw of barrier number 12.
The inform horse on the whole meeting is Beauty Destiny, and here's Nick with his jockey, Andre Ratzani.
Andre Ratzani, very much a man in form, fresh off a couple of winners at the weekend, and well, you'd be pleased to know that you're jumping on board probably what is fast becoming a favourite horse of yours, Beauty Destiny in race 7. He just continues to do the job, Andrea.
Oh, he does, yeah. He's a horse that seems to sort of turn the corner this season, and yeah, no, he's done nothing wrong so far. He obviously won again the last day, still in Class 3, current top weight. The handicap put him up 7. So if he keeps improving, which he has done, he should be competitive again, yeah.
I know we've spoken about him before, and obviously it's been well documented, sort of his career early on especially, but can you put your finger on it as to where that sort of improvement has come from? I mean, is it just a case of time? I mean, his record shows that he's got a bleeding record and a harder regularity, but he's doing all the right things now.
Well, obviously he's a horse that it doesn't surprise me, or I don't think anybody, that he's actually turned the corner, because he's always showed that sort of ability from his early career. And he's a horse that was very forward going. I think he won making and running, and he used to show quite a bit of speed. And I think change of tactics helped. You know, horses that bleed or with a breeding problem, I think it's the most important thing is for them to be able to breed properly. So I think giving him a chance for the first half of the race, he seems to the horse to get more confident, and he seems to be breeding properly, and he's hitting the line quite strong. Listen, when a horse is that they need to be ridden like that, you need a lot of luck in running, because he's a horse you can't press him on. You know, even tomorrow I've got a good draw, but just because of a good draw, that doesn't mean I'm going to box hit him, because it's not a horse you can press him hard early. So it's a horse that needs to give him a chance, come from behind, and he needs luck in running. But no, he seems to turn the corner.
Probably does himself a few favours as well as far as his rating's concerned. A couple of short heads and a neck are his winning margin. So he never wins by too far, but he always seems to just do enough, doesn't he?
Correct, yeah. No, he doesn't win by far, but like I said, he's still in Class 3, he's carrying top weight, and no, if he keeps improving, which I think he has, and looking at the race too, he should be very, very competitive again.
Just a quick reflection on the weekend. Good day at the office there. Johannes Brahms, very good.
Yeah, he was good. You know, which he wasn't surprising really. If you ignore the Classic Mile race, you know, he was in there with every chance. Obviously, it was a very competitive race, and he was good to see him what we've been hoping for. But it's not. That's not the end of him yet. You know, he's only a young horse, and he's a horse that we've obviously ride him to get him to relax and to switch him off from trying to hit the line, because he eventually is going to go up in trip, and it did that, and no, it was a tough win.
Andre Ratzani there, appearing to wear a brand new vest too during that interview. As we move on, Tom, to Prawns 11, who ran third, and this is behind View of the World last time. We're going to see View of the World go around at Sha Tin on Sunday.
Yeah, and he was a little bit slow away in this race, and he ended up midfield on the fence, and I thought he finished off okay at the end to the Prawns 11, so he should get all favours from barrier number 2. Just didn't quite find a spot from here. You got, of course, Americ to Specs, who might be able to frank the form a little bit later on, and Power kept there on the inside. Good enough run, should get a nice run here, but not overly prolific when it comes to winning.
Goko win. Tom, couple of trials to look at. We'll start with his one. He ran third in this trial. He's a horse that did run second 2 starts ago to Ladies' Choice, then 9th at Sha Tin last time. Just the one placing course and distance at Happy Valley.
Yeah, so interested to see what he can do this time round. 731 days since he's tasted success, so it's been a wee while. I think he was probably in the stable of Dennership then as well. Not really asked for too much in this trial, and he was a bit keen last time out. So nicely drawn, but just still might be looking for things a little easier.
And here is a sports legend taking on How Deep Is Your Love, Invincible Sage. And that's Lifeline Express just appearing at the back, and he went within an eyelash of winning on the weekend.
Yeah, 70 days since he's had a start, this horse, for Danny Shum and Dylan Moe, who rode in this trial, and he won by a decent margin here of just over 4 lengths. Just wonder if he may have been sort of half a stride keen in the mid stages here, and wonder what they do with the pace here as well, because obviously you've got Hong Kong Hall, who likes to go forward and normally does lead. So maybe they can just sit off for him rather than really challenging there, and if they can do that, or they do lead and get an uncontested lead, he might be tough to run down.
Is this graphic about to say what we think it's going to say?
I think it is. And I never thought I'd see the day where Beauty Destiny is almost on the verge of hitting Class 2 for Frankie Law and Andrea Atzini, but he's going so well at the moment, so it's sort of hard to not tip him. 8's in for second, and that is Oreo. Like him coming to Happy Valley for the first time, he was held up behind Righteous Arian last start. Sports Legend, and down at the bottom, Thunder Prince may not be the worst with the earplugs. Got checked last time out into the first turn and was sort of a bit keen as well. 1, 8, 3 and 12.
Tom with Beauty Destiny to carry on his winning way by winning the first leg of the late treble. Race number 8 is the second division of the Class 3 over the 1200 metres, and Eternal Fortune goes back up in distance. Americ Despexo is a 4-time course and distance winner. Awesome Treasure has the blinkers going back on. Solid Car, he debuted over the 1400 at Sha Tin, so a drop back in trip for him. The best formers in Class 4 for Giant Leap, and Jude has the cheek pieces off and the blinkers going on for the first time, and Happy Fat Cat's the leader, Tom.
He's been jumping better recently and putting himself into the race and still being there at the end. Happy Fat Cat. So Awesome Treasure might struggle to get in if he can't cross Gustav Sissimo in the early stages, who has been having nice runs on the fence recently at Gustav Sissimo. Golden Empire, you've got Giant Leap, Spicy Gold, who covered a lot of ground last start. Americ Despexo just needs to jump. He was quite slow out last time out, but still ran well, even though he got tightened up on the fence late.
We head to Nick with the rider of Young Arrow. It's Harry Bentley.
Harry, Young Arrow, one of your rides on Wednesday night. I imagine both you and Douglas White were very relieved men when you saw gate number 2.
Yeah, it was a relief. He's drawn some terrible barriers in recent times, so it's nice to finally get a good one.
That said, he has run some good races from those barriers, third in his last couple, behind Eternal Fortune and Beauty Destiny, so 2 very much in-form horses.
Yeah, that's right. 2 big runs he's had from less than ideal draws, and we've just had to accept it, go back, and he's made up really good ground in the straight. So yeah, just hope that if with an easier trip from that draw, he's going to be able to save a little bit of energy and do his best a bit late on.
He stays on a mark of 62, so he's certainly given a chance, isn't he, at where he's at the moment?
Yeah, he is, and he's a horse that is getting better with time. So yeah, I still think it's a fair rating.
Still quite lightly raced for him. He's only had the 8 runs and looks to be maturing quite nicely. I must ask you, Harry, obviously leading into the weekend, big weekend of racing. You've got rides in both the Group 1s, Patch of Theta and Winning Dragon. So much to look forward to come the weekend.
Yeah, there is. It's going to be a great race to be involved with. Naturally, taking on the likes of Kaiying Rising isn't going to be easy, but take nothing away from Patch of Theta. He's a really good horse. He's a solid contender, and I'm very grateful to pick up the ride. So yeah, hopefully things go smoothly, and he's going to put in a big run.
I mean, just given the sort of the situation we're in here now, I mean, they're not easy to come by, are they, Group 1 rides? So when you can get some good ones, they're certainly well worth looking forward to, aren't they?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, we all know the nature of Hong Kong racing and how competitive it is, not only for horses but also for jockeys. So to pick up a Group 1 ride is, they're not easy to get, and not only that, to get on one that is competitive as well is even harder. So going back to what I said, I'm really chuffed to get the ride on him, and looking forward to it.
That's Harry Bentley there. Tom, our first replay features Americ Despexo. This is 2 starts ago where he ends up running second behind View of the World. We'll see what he's done following this race since shortly.
And he was good, to all things considering, last time out. But this run here, when behind View of the World, really hammered home over the final stages. Only beaten a neck. He's reasonably well sort of rated, I think, for this sort of assignment. Last one was off 67, 69. Obviously, just needs to jump cleanly, but was a nice effort there. He's trimmed up a little bit as well. He's dropped 13 pounds.
Here he is again, running 5th to last time. What do you make of the others in this? Turf Phoenix would have to improve, but Gusto Sissimo and Happy Fat Cat also in the race.
Yeah, Turf Phoenix was keen and wanted to lay out into the first turn. Gusto Sissimo's had nice economical runs recently. Just needs to get across from barrier number 9 here. Was somewhat of a blanket finish with the Gallant Valour storming over the top of them here, and you can see on the inside it getting quite tight there for Americ Despexo. So Happy Fat Cat will put himself into the race and be there for a fair way as well.
Let's have a look at this replay now with Spicy Gold running fifth. He's a horse that's come a long way. He's had the 14 starts. He's won 3, but lately has been his best form.
Yeah, and Mark Newman's really turned this horse around. He's now had 14 starts for 3 wins. Was out fast from the gates quickly last time out, but then was just a victim of circumstance and was caught wide and just could not get in. He's had a trial since. That's Gallant Vella down the outside there, who's been able to win at his next start. So the form's been franked out of that. I think he's a big chance here from Barrier 1.
That's a good report, Spicy Gold. And right down the bottom in Jude, his first start in Hong Kong was very good. He made up plenty of ground and he's had a lot of bad luck since then.
He has had blinkers on in this recent barrier trial, and they are worn by him on Wednesday night with the cheek pieces coming off. Interestingly enough, he won with the cheek pieces in NZ prior to arriving. He's had a few things go against him, badly checked when there was a fall on the home turn 3 runs ago, and then last time out got a decent check at the start as well. Obviously, Patch of Theta there just running him down late, but certainly could be an improver off that rating of 60, so he is eligible for something easier than this.
And that is the breakdown of race number 8. We break it down further now with your top 4.
I went with a 5 here, Spicy Gold on the top. I think with a nice run on the inside, he can win this. He can get into some clear air, hopefully in the straight, and find the line strongly. Emeritus Spexo, hopefully he jumps cleanly. Young Arrow's in good form, and a Giant Leap's a 2-time course and distance winner. Sat second last time out, just got tied behind the unbeaten The Boombox last start. 5, 3, 9 and 10.
Tom with Spicy Gold to make the most of barrier number 1 in race number 8. Last race on Wednesday night. It's over the 1,650 metres. It's a Class 3 race, and Soleil Fighter is a last start winner at the top of the book. Extra £8 on his back. Simply Maverick has the visor going on. New Forest 7-day backup wears a tongue tie for the first time. Divas 12, second time Happy Valley, and second time in Class 3 Mighty Commander. A last start winner down in grade, and Super Unicorn's been beaten favourite his last 5 starts, Tom, but everyone's going to get their chance here.
They are. Soleil Fighter obviously got away with a nice soft lead last time out, and they'll be looking to try and replicate that this time round. New Forest, he's on a quick turnaround. He was up on the speed on the Your Weather the other day. Divas 12 there with Simply Maverick, who can be positive and get into a trailing position. Viva Graciousness, another one that can go forward. And then outside of that, you've got Stormy from the outside barrier, and his Hong Kong starts here. He's been going back, so aestheticism to settle back there with him as well.
There is an interview for race number 9. It's Nick with David Hayes.
David Hayes, Wednesday night we're off to Happy Valley, as too will you be, with plenty of runners, plenty of chances, and Soleil Fighter is certainly one of them. Comes into the race in good winning form.
Yeah, he's in great shape, and he's leading the Happy Valley Challenge, and if he could win, he would seal it, I think. Yeah, we're hoping he can win.
Managed to turn that form around with the handy looking Definitive last time, so that's certainly good form.
Yes, well, I thought he beat Definitive in the start before. It was a heads up, heads down, and he's a very consistent young horse at Definitive, and I think they're both really good, honest horses.
Yeah, I agree. I think looking back at it, it certainly did look the other way, didn't it? You went forward with him last time. Why the sort of change in tactic with him?
That was left to Zach, but he's a very willing horse, and he can lead or take a sit. But if you hold him up too much, he pulls, and if he pulls, he's a bit vulnerable. So, look, he's got that lovely barrier draw again that he'll roll in the first 3. If he's left alone in front, he'll go in front, and if he's not, he'll follow the pace.
Up to 78 rated now, so probably his last chance to win in this grade, but you think he's certainly got a bit more to come?
I really do. I've concentrated at Happy Valley for the challenge, and look, he's raced well all season, and we'll probably freshen him a little bit and train him as a Sha Tin horse later in the season.
I'm sure the owners will be delighted to try and take it down. I must just ask you, Karis Teeton's ridden him a couple of times now, but why no Holly Doyle? She's here and she's won on him.
The announcement was a little bit late. Karis was booked, and I want to keep him sweet because he's on my good horse on the weekend.
That leads me on very nicely. How is said good horse?
Yeah, he's great. His trial was terrific. Karis was happy with him, and he's got back to Hong Kong, and he'll do a little bit of striding work tomorrow, and looking forward to it. First time at 1400, but he gives the impression with his ability to relax mid-race, that he'll handle it.
It does make for an exciting prospect. I mean, what we've seen him do over 6 furlongs, David, has been quite extraordinary and obviously out of this world almost. But going up in trip, that just adds another dimension to it now, doesn't it?
Look, if he relaxes, I think his sprint will even look better. And I expect him to. He's been trained to relax, so let's just see. You never know till they run the distance, but my feeling is he'll love 1400.
Kaying Rising coming up on Sunday. Tom, here is Athleticism running second last time. This was over the 1800 metres. Hemron ninth. He's been getting back Athleticism and running on strongly at the end, but back to 1650 this week.
And he's just struggled to get his nose in front in this grade of Class 3. 13 attempts yet to win. Best he's had has been a couple of seconds, and this, of course, was one of them behind Star Max. So it's just a matter of how far back he's going to get here. He'll be looking for a bit of pace on Will Athleticism. So we're not without a chance. Didn't quite squeeze him in the 4, though.
New Forest, Tom. This is a 4th. Now, he did race last Wednesday night on a wet all-weather track, but this was his only turf run in Hong Kong, and he ran 4th in it.
Yeah, I don't mind him in this race at all. I was keen on him last Wednesday night on the all-weather, so I'm going to stick fat with him this time round as well. The tongue tie is being applied. Just got headed sort of the last 100 metres behind Never Peter Out. So I thought it was still a pretty good effort on a testing all-weather track that night, and you had to have a lightweight to perform, and he had that. But he's got 121 here. Bundle Award, of course, has since been beaten. The other horse on the outside there, Sky Trust, has also been beaten in the judicial room. So I do like him here, trying Happy Valley for the first time, where he's had no trial in the past.
That's a good report for him. Now, Mighty Commander's a last winner, Tom. This was down in grade, so he'll shoot into Class 3 for this one. Made some steady late ground in a recent 1200 metre all-weather trial too.
I thought there was a bit in that trial, the way he finished off there. He didn't seem to really have too much clear room over the final stages there, but was tucked away nicely behind them. And when he did win, he beat home the Azure, with the form out of this is strong, probably maybe a little question mark on that, but maybe off that trial, I think there was, as you said, a bit in that trial, so we're willing to give him a chance here in this grade.
And that is Mighty Commander. Whereabouts in the top 4 does he figure?
I got him down the bottom as the 4th horse, but ultimately went with horse number 5 here, a New Forest, to beat Soleil Fighter. Viva Graciousness, just drawn a little awkwardly in barrier number 11, had the trail last start and had every chance, was just collared by Turin Warrior, has trialled since. A Mighty Commander off his recent trial, he's coming into this contest up in grade again. 0 from 5 in this company, so that would be the little concern. But 5, 1, 12 and 9 in the last.
And that is all of the information for Happy Valley on Wednesday night. B-Course Racing, just a reminder, the first slightly earlier at 6:35.